challenged me in 2016. Hillary Clinton and all these people. You ever hear Maxine Waters? You ever hear her rhetoric? She wants to kill people. You ever hear this stuff? And yet they challenge me peacefully and patriotically. Remember the speech? Peacefully and patriotically. Oh, that's insurrection. That's a horrible thing. Peacefully, and think of it. And then many other things during the course of a period of time. And the truth is, Nancy Pelosi was offered 10,000 soldiers 2 days before the event because I knew it was going to be a big crowd. And she turned them down. She didn't like the look. So it's a disgrace what's happened to our country. But this is a little play on words and concepts, and it's something that's people love. I mean, people love. It's so accurate because it's happening to our country right now. And now you can add in just the illegal immigration. You can see what's going on in the Middle East, and it's really sad and really incredible. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. "Poor thing," she cried. "I'll take you in and I'll take care of you." Right? That's what we're doing. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. From your prisons, from your mental institutions. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up, all cozy, in a comforter of silk, and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as she arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake, vicious, vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. "You're so beautiful," she cried. "But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died." She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed him and held him tight. But instead of saying, "Thank you, ma'am," the snake gave her a vicious bite. "Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman," sighed the vicious snake. "I saved you," cried the woman, "and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die." "Shut up, silly woman," said the reptile with a grin. "You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in." How accurate is that? How accurate. I mean, by the way, that is exact. And people love that. You know, they're always a snake. People hear it sometimes. I don't do it often, but they hear it. They hear it 10 times and they can't get enough of it, but it's true. That's exactly what's happening in our country. That's exactly what's happening. We know people coming in. They're coming in from prisons, a snake. They're coming in from mental institutions, snake. They're terrorists, snake. If you think about it, it's pretty accurate, right? It's pretty sad how stupid our people are. So I just, I'm here to tell you that if we don't win this election, we're going to be in trouble like this country has never been in. Our country is in more danger now than it's ever been. And by the way, excuse me, I have a book loaded up with nice, wonderful, I have a great speechwriter who writes these things, but it's so much more interesting this way, isn't it? And you think Biden can do this? I don't think so. He can't do this. No, he can't read it. He can't read anything. How about the other days at a news conference? He's going to take one question. I used to take 30 questions of the White House from hostile people. I said, "Why are you so angry? You know, we have a great economy." The anger, the hatred. But the other day, I see, okay, Jim Smith from NBC. "Mr. President, could we ask you a question?" Yes. And he asks him a question, and then he picks up the book and he reads the answer. They never did that. Did you see that? No, he reads the answer off the book. But I thought the worst. I tell you what, I thought the worst. You have to watch CBS because it can't be. You cannot imitate how bad it was. The questions They weren't questions. They were questions in the form of, I'm giving you the answer and the question simultaneously. All you have to do is say yes. It's terrible what's going on, and we have so much at stake, and we're losing our country. I mean, think of it. Every single thing they've done is a mistake. They have an open border. It's like April Fool's Day. They have an open border. It's April Fool. Who wants an open border? Does anybody? I mean, if you're a super radical liberal, do you really want an open border where millions of people are flooding your country, going in, taking over your schools, your hospitals? You can't get a hospital appointment. The whole thing is crazy. And because he invited them up. See, I invited them not up. I invited them the opposite of up. Once you get up, and now in California with Gavin Newsom, what they're doing, they're giving everybody free education, free this, free that. Who the hell's not coming to the United States? Come to the United States, and we'll give you free education, we'll give you health care, we'll give you everything. In the meantime, our veterans are sitting on streets and not being taken care of, okay? They're sitting on streets. It's so sad to see it. I mean, it's so sad and so pathetic to see it. But we've never, I don't believe we've ever had a time like this. Everything we do is wrong. I mean, you can name any single thing, it's wrong. No voter ID. They don't want voter ID. Why don't you want voter ID? Because we want to cheat on elections. By the way, in all fairness, Democrats want voter ID, but the people that run it don't. Because if you think about it, high taxes, high interest rates, open borders, everything they have is terrible. Nobody can win. Can you imagine we're going to raise your interest rates, right? We're going to have you pay the highest taxes in the history. I gave you the greatest tax cut in history, and they want to double and triple and everything. But who's going to vote for these things? We want a woke military. We want a weak country. We want to be laughed at all over the world. We're laughed at all over the world. He's laughed at all over the world, and he's our representative. They didn't laugh at us. I'll tell you that. They did not laugh at us. We had a case where Macron, good guy, he's doing his thing from France, doing his thing for his country. And they were going to put a big tax on our businesses. And my people said, sir, they're going to tax our businesses. In other words, if you do business in France, they're going to put a big tax. So Emmanuel Macron, the boss, and I liked him. I got along with him. He's just doing his thing. If you can get away with it, you got to do it. That's what we should do, too. That's what we did for 4 years. But what happened is they came in, they said he's putting a big tax on companies that do business in France. I said, nope, not fair. That's bad. Half of the companies I didn't like, but these were American companies, and they're not going to be taxed unfairly, and they're not taxing, they're just taxing Americans because they think it's a stupidly run country. So what happens is I said no, and I gave them instructions. Go back and tell them no. And they came back 2 days later, and they said, sir, I'm sorry. Secretary of the Treasury said this. Said, sir, I'm sorry, but we can't make a deal with them. It's too late. They said it's too late. I said, it's not too late. Watch.